tabloid media. Don't believe anything that you read in the media, but we are actually making tabloid TV. The second thing that I'd like to ask you after that observation is how you can let one person be a spokesman. I give 2 examples on this. Her attitudes on sex, and I won't ask for a hand count in this room, but how many people in this room had sex before they were 16? This is not uncommon. This is society. But here we are, isolating Romany travellers. Now, education. This woman speaks. Oh, our children are pulled out of school by parents. It's not because travellers do not want their children educated. It's because the education system has failed travellers. Now, how do you, I ask you, how do you justify including that in your programme? If this was about any other culture in society, this would be deemed racist. You cannot justify one person saying, all travellers don't want their children to go to school. Paraphrasing what this woman said.
We did also include the people at Dale Farming who talked about the fact that the eviction that they were facing would compromise the ability of their children to go to school. So we did try and get different perspectives on it. But
we didn't only have Dale's perspective on that. We actually filmed a family where the daughter had just been taken out of school and the older daughter was talking to us on camera about why traveller girls
but for tabloid television, it doesn't make good viewing, which is what you were making.
There's a question in the back there.
I'm an American. I've been here for 15 years. When I first moved here, it was like, what's a travel? I had no idea. And watching this, at least I understand now what travelers go through. But because it's usually white on white. As an American, it's usually black and white or Hispanic and stuff. And it was eye-opening for me because screaming at each other, and it's sort of like, well, to me as an American, we're pretty much the same crowd, speaking the same language, Judeo-Christian, background, and it's just it sort of blows my mind.
That's good to say. And it's just as I'm sorry, there's no question about.
Yeah. I watched every one of your shows, not because I love them, but I was watching in horror what seemed to me a mixture of a fashion show and an attempt at social commentary. I totally agree with the comment about Thelma. I'm sure she's a wonderful woman, but she did come out as your commentator. And thirdly, your choice of music. I'm a musician. I specialise in Romani music. I'm part Roma, from Russian Roma community. I found your choice of music extraordinary. Did you have a music consultant? Because you were showing Irish travellers going into church and you were playing Eastern European Romani music, and then you were playing the Romani national anthem, which is about the Nazis, as the traveller kids were playing around on the site. And the juxtaposition was amazing. And that to me proved I'm sorry to be rude, but it seemed to me to prove your ignorance. And I felt the programme diminished you more than the people it seemed to me you were seeking to deride.
It's very interesting to hear everyone's opinions, and I think we're probably running out of time. So
Hello.
I'd like to sum up.
Excuse me, I want to ask a question. You said you could ask a question. We spent a long time listening to you.
Yeah.
When you wanted, we did. So now you can listen to us. First, I want to say, the first comment I want to make, then I'll ask a question.
Sure.
Right? First, I want to say, you should be ashamed of yourself for what you've done. You totally misrepresented the community.
It's not true.
As Gavin said,
It is.
What, you can't... You know the truth about the community.
It's our opinion. People who know something about the community and think they're in the community, that you totally misrepresent the community. Of course, you have a few people who are happy with it, and that's a self-selected group of people. And there will always be that group of people with intelligence. The question I really want to ask, right, is how does the community now trust Channel 4 if we're having an event and we would like to get some media exposure and get the media to come and film it? trust you to do that after what you've done. It's like Yana said, even if it's a serious piece of film, you put a comical piece of music in the background to make the people seem like, you know, unintelligent, or I don't know what you were trying to portray.
Where was there a serious issue that we cut with comic music? Tell me a sequence where that happened.
Your entire series was...
No. Tell me an example of where we had the serious issue and we cut that with comic music. Because there is nowhere that that's...
Okay, three-time sequence, so it's a young man hit on somebody else in the face and you had the same music on there. There's one example. I could come up with
the pre-title didn't have comic music over it.
It had exactly the same, that speed, Balkan jazz music.
I think there's obviously a difference of opinion.
I'm trying to answer it.
There was a question here.
But you never answered my question, how are we going to trust you to make a
Well, if we do make more programmes, I think
Jez, can I just ask one question?
I'm struggling, but I am.
Did you have a music control? Ask the question.